Is the time, and California has the largest aging population in the nation. More than 720,000 Californians are living with Alzheimer's disease. November is National Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and the holidays can be a challenging time for people with the disease, as well as their families and caregivers. So here to offer tips and advice on how to help our loved ones with Alzheimer's or dementia navigate the holidays, we want to welcome Dr. Han Lee. He is a neurologist with Kaiser San Leandro. Thanks for being here this morning.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Let's start by talking about why and what is it about the holidays that can pose these unique challenges for people who have memory issues like Alzheimer's and dementia.
Holidays can be somewhat difficult depending on the severity of disease. Unfamiliar environments, unfamiliar faces can be quite jarring. But on the other hand, it could also sometimes help too, because being surrounded by loved ones, emotional support, it can be a very, very powerful reminder too that they're not alone. And so this is a interesting time because during the holidays, the days are shorter too. And so there's a lot of challenges.
And so that you were talking about, during the break, we were talking about exposure to sunlight, and the days being shorter actually affects how the disease affects people.
Yeah, wintertime is sometimes where our patients struggle with what we call sundowning. And it's kind of our hormone levels shifting through the seasons. And it's quite difficult, and patients may become a little bit more agitated. They may become more confused because the daylights shift. And so that's something of a challenge that our caregivers go through.
That was interesting that you mentioned that sometimes it's not just challenging, but a good positive thing for people with Alzheimer's and dementia to be surrounded by family members, maybe some of whom they haven't seen in a long time. So we shouldn't stray away from taking our loved ones to these family gatherings, sounds like.
Yeah, holidays can be a time of connecting, and it might be a really good opportunity to expand the caregiver circle, and that's just beyond the medical providers. And so that can be a very good thing too.
November's Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Let's talk about the disease. Is there any new research or promising treatments or being able to exactly pinpoint what causes this disease?
Yeah, I mean, the statistics are very, very compelling. It's 1 out of 9 Americans will have Alzheimer's disease at 65 years old. And if you look around all of us, it's going to connect all of us together. And so the problem is that this is a plaque that formulates in the brain. Good thing is that we now have disease-changing medications that could potentially clean up the plaque, and we're having a multi-pronged approach where we could try to nip it at the bud. So there's a lot of positivity and a lot of drugs that are coming on the market.
Do we know yet if the plaques, those amyloid plaques, are the cause of the disease, or are they a symptom of the disease?
I think it's both. There are both components. What happens is that the plaque starts disrupting the pathways, the circuits of the brain that's involved in thinking and memory. And so all of this is what we don't want, and we need to get rid of it, and we need to get rid of the way that it is produced.
Really quickly before we have to go, what should we think about doing now to protect ourselves in the future if we can?
The most important thing is empowering our viewers with knowledge and information, and that's why we're so grateful to get this information out. We need to have a unified voice that we say, look, we need a cure, and this is going to affect all of us.
What are some steps we can take at home right now, if we're not yet 65, to maybe improve our chances of not having the disease?
Moderation and everything, right? Reducing cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, and reducing trauma. Those are things that you could do. And active exercise, learning, all of these things are very good.
All of that increases the circulation of blood to the brain, and that's always a good thing.
That is correct.
All right. Dr. Han Lee, neurologist at Kaiser Permanente San Leandro, thank you so much for coming in and keeping us informed of all this good information. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. Rosemary, we'll send it over to you in the weather desk.